For many decades, we've enriched foreign industry at the expense of American industry, subsidized the armies of other countries while allowing for the very sad depletion of our military.
The election of Donald Trump in 2016 shocked many in the foreign policy establishment, since his campaign seemed to run against the international order, which America has led for approximately half a century.
There was no longer any Reagan vision of the world in which democracy is worth protecting and kindling in other countries.
It's the upending of 70 years of American bipartisan foreign policy and national security policy.
Experts had reason to be concerned. For decades, they've broadly agreed that the world urgently requires American leadership. In general, Republicans want to establish America's military dominance and promote peace through strength, while Democrats want to work with American allies and organizations like the UN to promote democracy and establish security that way. But they both agree that Americans should take primary responsibility for guaranteeing stability across the globe.
We are known as the indispensable nation for good reason.
The world without American engagement is a world none of us wants to live in.
Because nothing much happens if we are not a part of it internationally.
The number one thing is American leadership.
So what do actual voters think about America's role in the world? What's your take? Do you think we should be leading the world or focusing here at home?
Well, if your car is broken, you're not driving it anywhere. So if the economy is broken here, it's going to be broken abroad.
I mean, obviously, I think, issues here at home are more important than foreign issues.
Do you think we should be in Iraq and Afghanistan right now?
I personally don't think so. I mean, it obviously creates revenue for the country, but
we have a lot of things here that need done and a lot of children that need fed and better schools, but without keeping our relationship strong with the world, we can't get that done either.
I don't think that we need to go in there and bomb people. I think we need to protect people.
We should not be spending tons of money on the military. Rather, we should spend enough for defense, but we should also consider what our goals are and what really we stand for as a people.
Do you feel like people in Washington are listening to ordinary voters when it comes to making foreign policy decisions?
Absolutely not. I think they're looking to the people that pad their pockets.
This is why it's seemingly no difference between the Democrats and the Republicans, because when you got selfishness, that's the third party.
They need to listen more, because we are the people that put them in office, and we are the people that could get them out of office.
That world, the Washington world, the decisions they make feel so far away from what's going on, here at least.
I think that we have to lead by example. So America has to have a presence. We have to lead. We have to show other countries how to do it, but not necessarily do it for them.
The whole world looks up to us, and we do have to stay involved in it.
That's the obligation we have as a world power.
I think that's the most important thing. Setting a good example for the rest of the world so that we can be leaders. Because how can you look up to a leader who disrespects other countries and the way they do things?
America is still very much the world's only superpower. Other countries still look to us to lead. Yet Americans are starting to believe that leadership is more about the power of example than about trying to change the world. In fact, only 20% of Americans think the U.S. should send in its military to intervene in humanitarian crises, while 60% of foreign policy experts think we should. A large majority of Americans told us that leadership is about the power of example rather than about an interventionist foreign policy. So in the coming years, American voters are likely to demand the kind of international leadership that's concerned less with shaping the world in our image and focused instead on modeling a more perfect union here at home.